Do you know what a collider is for? What am I saying? Of course you do, you're a game developer. But did you know that not all colliders are created equal? Obviously, colliders have a very high importance in developing games, as they are one of the primary functions for physics. But applying the right collider to the right object in the right environment is crucial to the performance of your game. Let's take this as an example. Our model is a simple chair, and we need to stop the player from being able to walk through it. Simple, we put on a collider. Now the player cannot pass through the chair. But let's imagine if we had a level with 6,000 chairs, and we apply a mesh collider to all of those chairs. You may not notice it at some levels, but the performance will take a hit. The game is having to maintain far more colliders. Think of it as sides or faces. Each shape on the mesh collider has a face or a side, and multiply that by how many there are in a single model, and then multiply that by 6,000. That's a lot of sides. In theory, we do not need to have every part of the chair to have a collider on it. We just need the general area to be inaccessible. So if we apply a box collider, regardless of how complex our object is, it will prevent the player from walking through the chair. It's performing the exact same function as a mesh collider with far less sides. There's only 6 sides to this collider, which means that for 6,000 chairs, there are 36,000 faces or sides, as opposed to the potential millions of faces the game has to maintain on mesh colliders, so there's naturally going to be a hit on performance. Box colliders are simple and can be manipulated easily. Cubes and boxes, they're literally the building blocks of any game and can be used to start from nothing and built into something awesome. So the next time you need to add a collider to an object, just remember that a mesh collider is not going to be the best option 99% of the time. A box collider will function far better and do the exact same job.